Okay, hello everyone, good evening. Thank you all for coming. Okay, we're back to the Chanchi instructions from Master YongHua. Okay, anyone has any questions, you feel free to ask. The teaching here that we stumbled upon the last week was the ordinary way, the ordinary mind is the way. And we started talking about that. Question from JC, go ahead.
입선 주하연님 질문입니다. 저희 시어머니 49제를 잘 마쳤습니다. 감사합니다, 마스터. 그리고 제가 질문이 있습니다. 제게 강아지가 3마리인데 그중 2아이가 정말 너무 치열하게 싸웁니다. 맞거나 분리시켜도 반복되는데 제가 할 수 있는 일이 있는지 궁금합니다.
Master, this message is from Ibsan Chuhayan. Thank you, Master. We were able to complete well my mother-in-law's 49 days. I'd like to thank Master for that. I have a question. I have 3 dogs and have a problem with them. 2 of dogs are fighting with each other very badly. I try to separate them and I try to block them, but they're still fighting repeatedly. How can I help them? Thank you, Master.
We're into dogs nowadays? I wish I knew, is the answer. I wish the world of dogs can get along and cultivate harmoniously and practice kindness and compassion. But dogs will be dogs. Okay? I don't know how to help dogs, really. I'm so sorry. Anyone has any suggestions, ideas? I just don't feel like opening a new chapter on how to resolve conflict between dogs. Yes, 5 fingers.
They are your disciple too, Master.
Yes, I'm very honored. Yes, go ahead, 5 fingers. You're the dog expert. Help us out, please.
Master, I watched some the dog behavior correction TV programs, and I also had a lot of dogs in my prior life. Dogs are naturally challenging to get a higher position in hierarchy. So I think they're maybe fighting for higher position in their household. So I think she needs to find a dog expert to figure out. One has to win, one has to lose. So then it will be peaceful. They have to get the position. Then they don't fight anymore.
Okay, so here's a message for her dogs. Woof, 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 woof. I hope it works. You can't blame me for not trying, okay? Look at that. See, now they get along. Okay. All right. The ordinary mind is the way. Okay. And Master YongHua explained it a little bit. And after last week's lecture, we got some feedback from some of the Chinese students. And they said that The Chinese mean 平常心是道, could have a different connotation. 平 is even, 常 is constant. Okay, so your mind is constant and even keeled, and that is cultivation. Okay, Tao is cultivation, the way of cultivation, the way towards Buddhahood, the way of developing wisdom. So that's the apparently a commonly adopted explanation for this phrase from Master Mazu, one of the best patriarchs in the Chinese in the history of Chinese Chan. Okay, am I correct? Did I quote it properly? And I heard it, and I beg to differ. It's not what it means at all. Well, that would be to gravely distort the teaching of the great sage. Okay, the way is to cultivate. To cultivate, like you right now during the Chanqi here, is to learn to help yourself. Help yourself by undergoing this regime, this schedule here, designed to put stress in your mind, in your body. And therefore, that's how you learn to train yourself. Improvement requires you to undergo stress and hardship. There's no other ways. Okay? There's no such a thing as you improve and it's all pleasant and wonderful for you. We improve because typically we fail, and therefore we must improve because there's a need. Because we hate to fail. We don't want to keep on failing. That's why we have to improve. So when you're faced with the prospect of failing consistently at something, your mind and your body will rise to the occasion. That's the secret of the Chan training. And that has been done throughout the history of the Chan schools in China and India too, I imagine. Okay? And so that's how you help yourself here. During this Chanqi here at the temple, you learn to help yourself by following the schedule and doing what everyone else is doing. Okay? But we also take it a step further with our training program, because helping yourself is the spirit of the Chinese Chanqi. You undergo this rigorous schedule here. It's very tough on you. And that's how if you do that, you're helping yourself a great deal. Okay? Stick to it and you'll find you see the magic. But also, cultivation to us, because we do it the same way as the Chinese, we will still lag behind them in thousands of years. We need to do a little bit more or better than the Chinese training program. Okay? And therefore, helping yourself here, cultivation here, is just part of it. You also have to learn to help others as well. And that's the spirit of Mahayana Chan. Don't ever forget that helping yourself also involves helping others. And vice versa, helping others is also to help yourself. Okay? Because this is a secret of our Mahayana Chan practice. We took it from a Chinese. I learned from a Chinese. I see how it worked for Master Xu Yun, Master YongHua, his disciples, and so forth. But I found there are some holes in their practices. That's why at our Chanqi, not only are you expected to follow the schedule and try your best, okay, to do it. You also are practicing helping others as well. By doing what? By reaching out and communicate with others. I don't advocate, the silencing yourself. I advocate you talking to people, reaching people, because that's when you learn the most. Okay, and by sharing your information, by listening to others and talking to others, you are practicing kindness and compassion, and it's extremely useful to you. Okay, and so that's why cultivation is not just helping yourself, but also for us, helping others as well. Okay, and that will make you progress a lot quicker than them. At least that's how we train our people so far. All right, and so Tao is the way is to cultivate, to help yourself and to help others. If you only cultivate to help yourself, then your cultivation is still not that good. Okay? And the other one is 平常心, so you cultivate by maintaining this 平常心. Okay? So the way that was explained to me from a Chinese perspective, the one I heard of, is even-keeled and constant. That is what the current Chinese monks and Taiwanese monks and Tibetan monks and so forth try to maintain, this even-keeled and constant mind. Yes, it's also very useful in the Chan practice, the Chan Qi as well. Okay, but it is not really Chan training at all. 平常心 is designed to sell ourselves. Sell us as monks and nuns, as sunims, so that we're better than you. Because you cannot maintain an even-keeled attitude and a constant attitude out there in the world. We're here isolated in the temples and only open ourselves to certain many hours per day to the outside world, and therefore it's easy for us to maintain the 平常心, even-keeled and constant. Okay? So therefore, when people come to the temples, whether it's Taoist temples, or Buddhist temples, or Hindu temples, they hope and they expect to see, and they'll be more impressed if the left-form people would be able to maintain this even-keeled attitude and constant attitude. You can step a little, and I'm not teaching you. You guys feel like doing it, by all means, do it. You can do that, then you stand out as a monk and nun. And the Koreans, they look for that, and they are impressed by that. That's their secret. They look for sunims and monks and nuns who are even-keeled and constant. Okay, that's my observation from going to Korea many times. All right? Any questions, feedback? Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. We have a question here on YouTube from Chung Chung. Hi, Master. Today I heard Halal is investing in companies that are in line with Islamic principles of investing. For example, profiting off of debt, alcohol, tobacco, gambling, and weapons are prohibited. As Buddhists, should we do similar things in investments in order to adhere to the precepts? Otherwise, we would be making bad karmas.
We should not profit from other people's suffering, whether you're Buddhist or Muslim or Catholic or Christian, it should be the same. Okay? There are plenty of ways to make profit, to make money. Why do you have to make money off other people's suffering? It doesn't make your life any better. Okay? And so I don't think we should. It doesn't matter who you are. As a person, don't profit off other suffering. It's as simple as that. We're smart enough, we're competent enough, we're skilled enough so that we can find other ways that are more constructive to earn a living. And that's contributing to the world. Okay? Engaging in destructive behavior and karmas is not always helpful. And let's leave it to the people who are inclined to do that. From our part, as cultivators, let's keep our distance from those. There's plenty of people in the world who are prepared to do those things. We don't have to. Yes, JC.
정인환님 질문입니다. 나무 아미타불 마스터, 저는 마음이 늘 무겁고 아픕니다. 어릴 때 새어머니 밑에서 힘들게 자랐기도 했고 살아온 삶도 평탄하지 못했기 때문에 그래서일까라고 생각했습니다만 어쩌면 제가 타고난 것일 수도 있겠다는 생각이 들었습니다. 그리고 저는 이것이 어두움이라고 생각됩니다. 제가 가장 두려운 것은 제가 죽을 때 이 어두움을 가진 채 죽을까 봐 몹시 염려됩니다. 마스터께서 제게 자비를 베풀어 주셔서 이 두려움에서 벗어날 수 있도록 도와주십시오. 제가 어떤 수행을 하면 될까요?
Emitofuo Master, this is question from YongHua. Master, my mind is always heavy and in pain. When I was little, I lived under my new mom, and my life has never been comfortable. It was always difficult, and I always thought that that might be the reason why my mind is this way. Also, I thought about maybe I was born with this type of mind. To me, this is darkness. The things that I afraid the most. When I die, I'm very concerned that I will die with this darkness. Please, with your compassion, how can I stay away from this darkness? Please help me. What kind of cultivation should I continue, or should I do it? Thank you.
Okay, and this is something that probably should be taken offline, and I need more details. I'm very sorry to hear of your troubles. Of course, there's ways for you to learn skills for you to develop to help you cope better with your challenges. Okay, let's take it offline. Okay, it's too complicated. It's not something that can be fixed. It's one or two sentences. Yes, two.
In the music business, a lot of concert venues sell alcohol, but would I be able to still perform at one of those places if I needed to? Because it's almost every single music venue that does that.
Okay. They're separate things. You do your work as a performer. Okay. You're responsible for your own karmas. If others take advantage of it and do their earn a living, it's you not, as long as you're not profiting from that directly, then it's not your concern.
What if they paid me from those profits? So, for example, if you perform at a nightclub, the entrance is free, but they have to pay the musicians, and they pay that from alcohol sales.
Among other things, yes.
Mostly alcohol, almost exclusively alcohol sales.
Okay. Then you're participating in creating bad karmas. Can't escape that. Maybe someday you became Taylor Swift, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. But until then, you are taking part in creating bad karmas.
So only if there's like ticket sales or profits coming from something other than alcohol, it's okay then.
As long as you are not directly profiting from creating bad karmas directly, then it should be okay. We can't avoid 100% creating bad karmas in our earning a living, making a living. It's not possible. We are all intertwined, okay? But what we try to do is avoid as much as we can to profit from those things, those bad karmas creating activities. Okay, that's all we can do. All right, anyone else? It's not a perfect world. All we can do is try our best, okay? And there's a common retribution where whether we like it or not, we live in a country where we are subject to common karmas, okay? Common retributions. And we, for example, send our soldiers to kill people in another country, okay? You can say, I didn't have I'm not directly responsible for it, but you're the one. We're part of the electoral system who elected these officials, who decided to send the soldier over to kill a bunch of people. You still, excuse me, you still are responsible, okay? So it's not, we try our best, but we can't always succeed. Yes, sir.
A lot of times people with jobs have retirement funds that I think the job or the 401k or something like that, and I don't think they get to choose their investments. So how would someone like that deal with this problem?
We can't help it. Like here in California, we have CalPERS, which is one of the biggest retirement funds of the country for the state of California pension funds. And they invest in lousy companies such as Coca-Cola, Tesla, and so forth. What are you going to do? That's part of our common retributions, our common karmas. We try our best to mitigate it. And we shouldn't be horribly afflicted over it, because yes, we've gained some from there, but we can also have the option of creating good karmas from it as well. Okay? So, for example, you use your money to do good, okay? And part of your money comes from bad karmas. So it does help a little bit. It helps quite a bit if you do a greater good, more than the harm it's creating, okay? So it's always upsetting karmas. Shouldn't be horribly obsessed about it. We want to avoid creating bad karmas directly ourselves, but we can't always make sure make sure it's 100% pure either. We can't. No one can. Part of your chanchi support comes from some bad karmas. So work harder, and so that create good karmas, and to help offset those things in much a bigger way. Okay? Yes, sir.
Sorry for so many questions, but sometimes when you're doing investments, you're taking a gamble. You don't know if it's going to go up or down. And then someone will lose money in that situation. You may be the one losing money, or they might be the one losing money. And you don't know that. Would that be creating bad karma, or is that neutral karma because you're actively participating in that, and so is the other person? And if that's the case, what would be the karma with gambling? If you, for example, to go to play a poker game with maybe your friends, and you all put money in or something, and you all kind of agreed that one person wins and one person loses, would that be neutral karma, or are you creating bad karmas in that process?
Now when it comes to poker, is an exception. I think poker is perfectly legitimate. I love poker. Okay? Sue me. Okay? Sorry. I told you it's not perfect. If you feel it bothers you, don't do it. If it doesn't bother you, do it and compensate. Okay? We can't ensure that we try our best. That's all we have. Okay? If you part the hair, you always find cracks and fleas. Okay? It's not a perfect world. Okay? I focus more on developing skills to do more good. Okay? And refrain from as much as possible from doing evil. That's all I can do. I cannot speak for others. Okay? All right. Anyone else? Yes, 8. It's about your conscience. You have to live with what your choices. Okay? That's all. Yes.
네, 마스터. 내일 18일 완료되는 날인데 지금 컨디션도 괜찮고 계속 할 수 있을 것 같다는 생각이 들어서 그때 노스님 말씀처럼 하루하루씩 계속 더 해보는 건 어떨까 생각이 듭니다.
Master, tomorrow will be my 18th day of fasting. For now, my condition is good, and I think I can continue. Maybe as Venerable Shencher, Master Shencher told us that maybe we could check daily. Can I continue and see my condition every day?
Okay. If you like to continue to punish yourself, continue. Okay? No pain, no gain is the American concept. Right? But one day now, 18 days is a lot for you already. Just one more day. Okay? And see what happens. Don't overdo it. You're young, you still have plenty of time. Okay, good job. 18 days, how's that? Huh? She looks better than the people who don't even fast. Okay, going back to slide 215 here. Master Shiwan, seems to be what he's teaching. He says, maintain this constant and level mind. Okay? That's how they train themselves in a chanchi. Okay? Vigorous, that's chang, is vigorous. Okay? Constant or vigorous. Ping is that you should be even keeled. No matter how much suffering there is, you still are willing to endure. Don't back out. Okay? So that's what the spirit of Chanchi here is. But I don't think that's really the spirit of Chanchi at all. And this is where we differ. I respectfully differ with him. Okay? If you do it this way, that's a Chinese style, Korean style, Vietnamese style, and so forth, you will be lagging behind them for centuries. Okay? To me, that basically is playing catch up. We need to do better. Okay? So that's why I'm teaching you a different style of Chanchi, where yes, you can try this for a while, but don't worry about it. I happen to disagree with the Chinese style of here. You maintain the state of night and day, morning and night and day. That's do it so that you convince yourself you can do it, but it is a lot more than that. Okay? All right, if you only do this when you hear, you're missing out on a much richer experience. Okay, this Bing Chang scene here that the Chinese are advocating is fine if you're by yourself. So I want you to try it here so that you understand, develop the skills, you understand what it takes, the challenge that it takes, okay? So when you go back to your places, your temples, and you can try it on your own, where you can learn this technique and do it by yourself. But if you did it here, you're missing out on tremendous learning opportunities because there are so many people around you are so much better than you, okay? And one tip from them, one advice from them, one feedback from them will help you leapfrog a lot faster, okay? And that is called sudden teaching. The way the Chinese do it is gradual. That's why we can catch up with them. It's not a problem, okay? I'm not impressed, okay? And I should convince you that even after this, you as a monk or nun should not be, or a lay person should not be trying to impress people by maintaining an even-keeled and constant attitude. Be yourself, for God's sake. That's the spices of life, is to be yourself. Be real. Don't put on an act to impress your mother, impress your wife, impress your children. Can you be yourself, for God's sake? We're not trying to impress anyone at all, okay? Even though it helps with the donations. But we're used to it by now. We don't care anymore. Okay? It's about you. It's not about me. The temple is to benefit everyone, not to benefit me so that I get more donations. You understand? If I'll sell my nuns and nuns later if I need more money. I'm not worried about it. I want you to look at around you, so many characters around you, and you say, I'm going to be even keeled, not afflicted by them at all. Hell no. Engage with them. Fight with them like those two dogs there. Be yourself. Don't be afraid. When you fight with someone stronger than you, they beat you up and you give you bloody nose, and then you learn your lesson. That's part of the Shanchi experience. Yes, too.
Master, I have big news. Just went to go hang out with Catholic Daniel and spy on his church, and then we came here and listened to death metal on the way over here.
Listen to what? death metal. Okay?
And I just wanted to share, and thanks. Okay.
Yeah, it's just, hey, man. Yeah. Okay, because let me talk about helping others. If you only come to the Chanchi to learn how to help yourself, you will. You pick it up naturally. But it's very important for me for you to learn how to help others. And in order to help others, you cannot put on a facade. It's an act. It's theater. It's not you. Huh? It's so much easier for me to sit here and be in samadhi and ignore all of you, because that's what it takes to stay in samadhi. Okay? And be blissful and be happy. But you ain't gonna get as much. Okay? And so, in particular, you go home and you see your wife and your children. Okay? It's important for you to learn to connect with them. That's very important for them. That's how you bring your peace and your bliss home. You benefit your family. That's helping others. That's part of your cultivation. Okay? And this is, I feel, the Chinese and the Sri Lankans and the Vietnamese, Tibetans, they have the wrong understanding of cultivation. It's not constant and level. That's only a subset. What I'm teaching you, the constant mind and the level mind, even kill mind, is one of the ordinary minds, one of the many facets of ordinary minds. And I'm teaching you to cultivate using your ordinary mind, not just even keeled and constant. Okay? You're not constant, because if you're tired, I allow you to rest and sleep. Okay, until you recover and come back. That's constant. But don't be stupid to keep going. And then you feel guilty. Oh my God, I'm so depressed because I cannot be constant. What kind of nonsense is this? Okay? Let the Chinese worry about it, and let them stick to their schedule. We're going to have our own style. And the results will speak for themselves. It's about you improving, about you benefiting from this, and you developing your skills to know how to live a full life and help others. It's unrealistic to think that you only need to concentrate on helping yourself. It doesn't work like that. There must be a balance between helping yourself and helping others. It's always the case. All right? So if you're tired and you can't sit anymore and you're too tired to go get some rest, and you're still tired after you rest, go and help out. That's helping others. That's part of helping yourself. Don't waste time, that's all. Okay? Here's a chance for you to do it. Don't worry about the Chinese style. It's okay. Ignore this. Succeed one day. You succeed one day, their style, but their time of success based on what I observed from Master YongHua's training, I'm not impressed. Or it reminds me now, during cheese, I get early, go to sleep really late, that's fine. Is it too much too fast? No, it is not. It's change of temperament. No, it's not about changing temperament. It's just too much talk. Just do it. Try to understand too much. Agree to comfort and willing to work. We must be fierce, vigorous, apply effort and advance forward. Again, they talk about a lot of theories. You can use those big words all you want. I just want you to try your best. Okay? We talk about what's the biggest fear, not the doubtful mind, but it's about giving up before the end. Okay? before the end of the session. But benefit, I don't want you to think about this. I don't want you to go into a chanchi and say, I'm going to benefit from this. That's pettiness. We don't advocate you to be petty. Okay? Don't come and say, I'm going to benefit from this. I'm going to reap a lot of good things from here. You're going to get benefits whether you like it or not. You tough it out, you can get benefits. You don't have to say, I'm going to seek benefits from here. It's not necessary. It's so stupid. It's so petty. Okay? We Americans. Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, dress differently, none of your business. Just do it. You have a doubtful mind, or there's a call of a Buddha, you think Buddha will sure bless and assist you. To me, this is selling the Buddha, okay? No need. Buddha will help you whether you have sincere or earnest mind or not. It doesn't matter, Buddha will help you when the time comes. He's supposed to help you. All right? Don't worry, the Buddha won't help you. Buddha will help you. We will help you. The Dharma is breaking out darkness, breaking out ignorance. When you truly believe in one, then you're going to break your ignorance. Okay, that's fine too, but too much talk. What Dharma are we talking about? You guys don't know what we're talking about. What Dharma are we talking about? Just follow instructions. See, the Chinese talk too much. Doubtful mind caused by ignorance, originates the doubtful mind. Yeah, so what? Sangha is the same as the other people. It's cultivate conduct like different ordinary people. They better be. Otherwise, why do they shave their head and dress funny? When you see the worthy and sages in Sangha, 10 directions, you must seek within Sangha this world. Again, no seeking. Don't seek. Darn it. Just do it. Okay? You want to see the worthy and sages? They are all around. You don't need to seek, they're here. Whether you see them or not, doesn't matter. They're here. Okay? I assure you, they're here. That's why it's so peaceful. Can't you tell the difference? You come from home here, it's a huge difference in peace. Yes? They're here. That's why we're so much more peaceful. Don't have to seek seeing them. They're here. Okay? Don't be so petty. Draw near love from people with is and not far away from you. Okay. Okay, there you go. Any other questions and comments? Just do it. Okay. And the thing about cultivation is the Ping Chang Xin is even keeled and constant mind is baloney. Okay? Because this completely takes out the equation helping others. You cannot help others by maintaining this constant and even keeled mind. Okay? It's not possible. It's an act. It's baloney to me. Okay? Think about you going home to your children and you try to maintain an even-keeled and constant mind. Or try to maintain even-keeled and constant mind with two fighting dogs. Never mind by your children. Huh? You think it's going to work? You kick the dogs, man. If they're fine, just go in between them and kick them. I know. And when you have to mean it, you can't be even-keeled and constant mind by kicking. I'm kicking you, but I'm even-keeled and constant. I'm slapping you, son, because I'm afraid, I'm not happy about your taking drugs, but I'm even-keeled and constant mind. I'm going to put the fear of God in you. You dare take drugs in my house. Yes, 9.
Thank you, Master. Thank you for sharing your observations that Koreans look to Sanghins who display the even keel and constant mind. That's fascinating to me. To share, from my perspective, it's really hard to connect with Sanghins who are always even keel and kind of like unflappable. I try and, for me, I can find a connection when there's like a little bit more of a human entry point or touch point. I don't really know how to put it, but if it's someone who seems like they're always super calm and kind of super at peace, my mind is rarely there. So I'll try and crack a joke or something, but I just wanted to share that as a layperson, I try and find some way to connect with Sanghins. It doesn't always be like, there's got to be like, oh, in there somewhere else. I can't.
Yeah. I remember at my master's temple, the young abbot is always on time during ceremonies. He has a big Buddha hall and he would stand there in the middle. He's always on time. And one day, I caught him being late. Okay, usually he stands there and waits for us to come. Okay, before any of us. But one day he's late, so he was running like crazy. Okay, and this is his secret. I don't mean to make him look bad, but he was running, and monks are not supposed to run, by the way. We have a precept against running or jumping. Running is you leap one leg to the next, right? Okay, so we have a precept against jumping. We cannot jump. 2 feet to be on the floor, on the ground, constantly. Or one on the ground, one on the stairs. Okay? But he's running crazy. Because I was there too. I was late too. So he's running, and by the time he got to the Buddha hall, he stopped, dead stop, and he started walking. And I chuckled. I said, what the hey? He looks so adorned. No wonder people give him so many donations. It's a game we must play in order to get donations. And it's an image that's for executives and CEOs. That's what we do, okay? But I saw, for example, the Archbishop of here in Los Angeles, the way he talks to you and the way he talks to the other CEOs. I see that's how the language, the body language is that of talking to the CEO, okay? Another CEO who can give them big checks and so forth. So I don't know. I don't think it's cultivation. Okay, I'm relaxed. I want you to be yourself. That's all. And people don't like you, tough luck. Okay. Don't have to put on a facade. Don't have to pretend. Okay, not worth it. Okay, you're seeking. If you put on a facade, you're pretending, then you're seeking, which is against the doctrine, okay, of cultivation. No need to pretend. No need to put on a facade. All right. We're not perfect. Some days it's a better day. Some days are very bad for us. So be it. What's called life. It's called real. This is a reality show, man. I mean, excuse me. Okay, can we, any other questions and comments? If not, let's continue.
I will tell you a joke today. Today, a Dharma master called me for his absence. First, he said, I would like to go visit Dharma Master. At that time, I felt there was a lady telling him, there's not enough time. Then he said that he was at the airport. He was at the airport when calling me. So I asked him, when will this plane take off? The Dharma master said, 4 o'clock. I look at my watch. It was 3 o'clock. He said he was at the airport. At that time, I didn't care if he was lying or telling the truth, whether the statement was true or false. After he hung up, I called back. May I speak to Dharma Master so-and-so? After half an hour, I asked the Dharma Master to answer the phone. You're now back from the airport? He said, I'm very, very sorry.
我说你对不起，我对得起你，我把你的大王语给你揭穿了。
I said, you've let me down, but I haven't let you down. I called out your lie. He said, I'm afraid that you would drop me off at the airport, so I...
从来我也不打网，这一次打一个网又被你揭穿了，就打不了了。
I never told any lie before. This time, I only lied once and was called out by you, so I can no longer lie.
稍微想想这个是不是有效？从来他也不打网语，打一个网语就被我给查出来了。
I thought about it. Wasn't this a joke? He never lied. But for once, he lied. He got called out by me.
所以你还是不要打网语最好了。
So it would be best not to lie. This is the end of the slides.
Okay, and again, I would like to stress, I don't want you to get the wrong impression that I was implying that Master YongHua was putting on acts and facades and so forth. What I told you, my philosophy, my approach was something I picked up from him, from observing him and his senior disciples. They don't put on acts at all. They don't pretend at all. We don't have to. Okay? They're not trying to sell us anything. Okay? Master YongHua has no need. His senior disciples they have no need at all. They're well taken care of. Okay? And so, but the younger generations, they took this wrong. They don't understand. And cultivation, that's why they put on facades and put on acts to impress the donors and so forth. And it becomes a standard for monks and nuns where you need to behave in a even-keeled and magnanimous and compassionate way, and that everyone can understand. Dalai Lama, when he was active, he built an aura around him as a man of great, with compassion. With compassion, he's compassionate towards the bellboy, towards the low-level people, and that strikes a chord with a lot of people. Okay, there's no need to even try to build an image. Just be yourself. It's a lot more hassle than you think. Trying to pretend to be someone that you're not. You're wasting energy. Okay? You should be using the energy to open your wisdom, not to try to impress others, not try to get donations. That's not cultivation. That's BS. That's an act. That's scamming. Okay? Yes, 6. And again, I stress, this is what I taught you, what I've been teaching you, is from Master YongHua. That's what I saw in him. He's very genuine, very authentic. By far. Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. This is from Ignacio. Emitofuo, Master. The other day, my grand aunt fainted. We thought she was dying. While helping my family, I was reciting Emitofuo. Is Emitofuo the best thing to recite to help the other person? She is 90 years old, and more or less she is healthy, and she is really happy. Thank you, Master.
Yeah, for older people, you can recite Amitabha Buddha's name or Medicine Master Buddha's name. Okay, that's very helpful to them. Okay, go back to this joke here that Master YongHua is talking about. I don't understand why it's so funny. This is a bad patch for me. Okay. But there's some sort of monk who called from the airport, and he talked to him and so forth. And you see, basically, the guy is telling him a white lie. And he has his reasons, and Master YongHua said, "You shouldn't lie." That's the gist of it. And I don't know what's so funny about it. Don't we lie? More or less, a little bit. Okay. All right. Any other questions and comments? If not, we can move on to the next file, next tape. Yes?
为什么我知道他还在呢？就因为有这一句话，我就。
How do I know he was still there? Just because of this sentence.
就不要说有天眼通、他心通，什么也不要讲。
Let's not talk about having the heavenly eye penetration, the knowing of others' thoughts penetration, or anything like that.
他说我要来见一见你，你有时间吗？
He said, I would like to come see you. Are you available?
我有时间呢。完了，他随着又说啊，我现在在飞机场。
Master YongHua replied, I have time. Then he followed up and said, Oh, I'm at the airport now.
这个样子，我就知道他没有在飞机场。果然，一查就什么也没有。所以这个笑话，翻译都听进去，但是不要。
Thus, I knew he was not at the airport. Sure enough, once I checked.
Okay, stop. Chinese logic. So obvious to him that why he knew that the guy was not at the airport. Okay, in English, we explain to you. For example, I said, he can, as soon as I said I was available, Master YongHua said, then he said, I'm at the airport, so I'm coming. So that clearly is a lie to me, okay? But no, Chinese, that's how they talk. They talk, Isn't it obvious to you? That's a lie. Aren't you glad you have me here interpreting Chinese minds for you? Yes, 6.
Master, we have a question here from Zihong Kao. Master, Shakyam...
Cow, yeah.
You know him?
Yeah, Cow. Yeah, I know Cow.
Okay, good.
Mrs. Cow.
I don't know him, but okay.
You have a few cows.
That's what I thought. Shakyamuni Buddha meditated under a Bodhi tree and became enlightened. Is this enlightenment the same one that elevates the fourth stage arhat into a bodhisattva?
No, it's different. You should never compare what the Buddha does to any of us. Okay? Fourth stage arhat is very, very low in the Mahayana world. And for them to reach enlightenment, lowest level enlightenment is very long, arduous for them. And then from that road on, we need to also work very hard, much harder than before, much longer than before, infinitely longer before we reach Shakyamuni Buddha's state. It's very, very far away. Okay, anyone else? Yes, 9.
Thank you, Master. Thank you for your interpretation of Great Master Shenhua's joke and what he's saying here. I had a slightly different takeaway, or maybe additional takeaway. At one of the first slides, he says something like, "Let's not talk about these penetrating powers that I have," which I see as a little bit of a teaser. And then he's talking to the Dharma master who says, "I'm at the airport," and from the translation it says, "Great Master Shenhua checked," and then he knew he was lying again, which to me means he's using the things he said he didn't want to talk about. Is that what's happening here?
No, he checked by calling the temple and asking to talk to that monk who supposedly was at the airport.
Thank you, Master.
So he didn't need, he caught him, he just called him, called him out. And I fail to understand why he would pick on a poor monk who's just trying to impress him. I mean, let him. Oh my God. I mean, people are in awe about you, so they do things to impress you, and that's normal. There's no need to call them out. You know? Embrace it. All right. Yes, 2.
Emitofuo, Master. Sorry for not asking this question earlier. What does the ordinary in ordinary mind mean?
Ordinary mind is your mind. It's no one else's mind. Just your mind. Is the way. Means that the way, you cultivate the way, you meditate with your ordinary mind. Think about it, you're at the Chanchi here. How else are you going to cultivate? Using someone else's mind? How is it possible? This is pure Chan teachings. It's so beautiful. You're meditating. What mind are you using? Your mind. And as you meditate, your mind will evolve. And you still use the same mind to cultivate. You see, cultivation is that way. You work with what you have right now, at the moment. Not someone else's, not go somewhere else to seek for a solution. There are people who says, Master, you train so many people who reach very high levels. So what is that I'm supposed to do? Use your mind. You can get to the same high level. You use your mind properly. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Master. I had a question about bipolar. So with people that are creative with bipolar, does it have to do more with a manic or a depressive ghost that makes them creative?
No, it's not the ghosts. There's one thing about human nature is fascinating that people don't understand. These artists, these great artists, are the ones, they all have this one common thing, all of them. Does anyone care to make a guess? The Picasso, the Rembrandt, the Vincent van Gogh, the Kandinsky, the Monet, the Toulouse-Lautrec, all those people, they all have this one common trait. What is it? They cannot escape. Yes, 8. What is it?
우울증입니다.
It is depression.
Depression. Anyone else? Sound like she depressed herself. Yes. 2.
I went over to my friend's house like a month ago, and I was kind of disappointed because he said, man, every great artist has always been on drugs. Every great artist. He said, every time I do drugs, I feel like my music is so much better. And he's like, name one artist who wasn't on drugs when they made something amazing. And it was kind of hard for me to name something because I think he's right in a way that a lot of the great artists were using.
Picasso, when he did the Guerra, the Guerra painting, the war painting, I don't believe he was on drugs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I mean,
when Michelangelo worked on the statue of David, I don't think he was on drugs. When he was painting the Sistine Chapel ceiling, I don't think he was on drugs. If he were, he would be dead already. He couldn't possibly finish it.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right, but it was kind of disappointing to see that.
Let me see my Su Ming Tong, the knowledge of past lives. Just kidding.
I think a lot of people have that view nowadays. A lot of artists have that view that you need to be intoxicated to make good.
They're wrong. They're wrong.
Yeah.
They're so wrong.
Yeah.
There's no need for that. It helps, but it's not the only way. Anyone else? Because they don't understand the creative process. That's why. It's secret creative process. Yes, JMT.
마스터께서 말씀하신 대가들의 그림을 실제로 봤을 때 그들의 그림에서는 에너지가 나왔고 그들이 산매력이 어느 정도 있지 않았나가 저는 사마디 파워라고 생각합니다.
Let me guess. They in love with their husband.
Master, when I look at this great artist work, I feel the energy. I would say this is from the Samadhi power.
Samadhi power, okay. Yes, in the back there.
Master, is that because they have heavenly eyes and heavenly ears to be able to see and contemplate the objects that they want to create?
I am here, maybe, yeah, sir, 9.
Thank you, Master. I think they all have suffering in common.
Beethoven. And he was composing his music. He was going deaf. He couldn't hear anymore. So he chopped down his piano so that there's no more legs. So he'd be punching. He's doing these notes. so that he could hear from the thumb from the ground. You see? So, you see, these people have the one thing in common. What makes them outstanding that we can connect with is a fascinating thing. The pain inside of them. They experience so much pain that they're able to translate that into something in a creation. Yes, in the back.
Thank you, Master. But I feel that it goes beyond pain because, for example, sometimes there's like beautiful music that inspires like happiness and joyfulness. So I think it's more like they're slaves to the emotions, any kind of emotion.
Yeah, sometimes it's not always in pain, but pain was the initial driving force for him to go in that direction. It's not like they're so happy, they're gonna write a song like Beethoven, the symphony, what is it, the joy of, la joie de vivre, okay? Ode to joy, okay? It's not, at that moment, yes, there's some joy there and so forth, yes. But before that, there's this drive, this pain here that compels them to express themselves. Okay? The reason being that if you're happy, okay, you will not be able to sustain the intensity. Have you thought about that? Huh? If you're happy, how long can you be happy? How long it takes them to create this painting, this composition? It takes a while. Okay? This carve out a statue, paint, the ceiling, and so forth. It takes sustained efforts. And if you're happy, usually you cannot sustain it. It's just my theory. That's what I observe in many of these great people, these great artists. Vincent van Gogh suffered his entire life. Even before he was an artist, he was in great pain. His pain came from seeing how the poor people suffered so much. It bothered him so much that he ruined his health trying to save them as a pastor. And he failed miserably because he's killing himself. He went crazy. Okay? So he had to run away from it. And after he healed, okay, the pain is still there. That he has cut off his ear to show his love for his prostitute, 19-year-old prostitute. The pain there, you see? It feeds on that pain to create this incredible expression about life. Think about it. The young man hasn't suffered enough. His parents are too protective of him. You're 6. I will make him suffer. I'll beat him up, torture him, pull out his fingernails.
We have several comments. Twee says, artists tend to be perfectionists. Stefan Wankmuller says, artists suffer a lot.
A lot more than we realize.
I'm not sure how to say this. Tho Hui says, passion for what they do, they are being themselves.
Okay, all those. But the driving force, the one common thread for the overwhelming majority of them is that the pain sustained the effort. They cannot escape the pain. If you are enjoying yourself, you will peak out and you will become numb. The pain never becomes numb for them. That's why they can sustain it. Learn something new, huh, young man? Torture yourself. Yes, Professor.
Thank you, Master. In addition to artistic creations, the intellectual creation, the scientific discovery or some engineering wonders, often it's also coming from pain.
Yes.
And my team, we were writing a review paper. It was a very painful endeavor. It was so painful, actually, I was afraid of the pain, so I procrastinated for several months. And then gathered enough effort, and I finally realized I was afraid of the pain, and but I just decided to do it, and it was very painful. I wrote through the night, and very painful, but at the end, and the team said that, yeah, at the end it was the best version.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's not just artistic pursuits, but also other pursuits as well. My point being that human beings are capable of the impossible when they have no choice but confront their suffering. That's a very important point. This is precisely what the Chan training is about, cultivation is about. Embrace the suffering, because that's how you're giving your mind a chance to rise to the occasion. If you cultivate and you're seeking comfort, accomplishment, you will not go very far. But if in a face of adversity, of failure, you keep at it, and you don't back out, this is when your wisdom unfolds. How do you think these people created those things? Because the wisdom, they switched gear. When the pain was too intense, they're able to switch gear and go into samadhi, and they have these visions. Okay? Same thing with us. We're not that much different. Okay? The difference is that they are victims of the circumstances. You are being ingeniously put through this program that the sages created. And that has a proven success record for countless cultivators before you. That's why I can speak with so much confidence about the pain and suffering by the artists. What they are suffering is nothing compared to what we put you through. Believe me. That's why I maintain people don't realize it, but what you guys go through is incredibly difficult. Okay? So that's why I don't mind giving you pizza and burgers and so forth to sort of throw a bone at you. Because it's not supposed to be easy. Okay? So don't be stupid and just do it like the way they talk here. This is the what is left for Chan. For people to practice Chan nowadays, they go through this formula where you according to Master Shiva's explanation here and the way that it's done out there, okay, in his temples and everywhere else, because they don't know, they don't understand the secret of Chan training anymore. This works, but it's very, very slow. So slow. Okay? You are capable of incredible feats if you allow yourself, you give yourself a chance and not be encumbered by your past success and whatever you are and so forth. That's nothing compared to what you can get, and more of it. That's why, again, I remind all of you newcomers, okay? Look at those people ahead of you, okay? They got there where they are because they are not encumbered like you by your success and your achievements. It's nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You're capable of so much more if you allow yourself to not be encumbered by your little past successes. And that's a known problem in Buddhism that's not translated into the training program properly. Why? Because teachers like Master YongHua did not transmit it to the next generation. It shows. Anyone else? Forget it. Whatever you have, whatever you accomplish is nothing to be proud of. You're so petty, so small-minded. That's why you're so impressed by yourself. Yeah, young man. I recommend some whips to start out with.
I got fascination with really dark music, like Malcolm, like death metal, like that.
Malcolm has dark music?
Yeah, he said he listened to death metal on the way over here.
I see.
Yeah, me and Alex went to a concert a couple weeks ago. It was very, very
dark concert music? Death music concert?
Yeah, actually, it was at a sober venue. It was a venue.
Shocking. I thought Malcolm is well adjusted.
Malcolm didn't want to go because he hurt his hip.
This is you, who is kind of the bad sheep.
Oh yeah. Anyways, Alex and I went, but but it was heavy, super heavy rock music with screaming vocalists, and it was really dark. But I think that stuff makes people feel really good, like they get the suffering out.
How is it different from the crazy girls who follow the Beatles and the groupies?
Oh, I don't know. This music is it hits you on a deep level.
Were you on drugs?
No. The venue was a venue that didn't allow any drugs or anything else, so nobody there was on anything.
You sure?
No, but they told people not to do anything, be on anything.
And the Koreans are supposed to believe that. They're obedient people.
But I think the point is that the darker the music, the more aggression people get out, and I think it makes them feel good. In fact, it made me feel really good.
Sir, speak for yourself.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. For me, it made me feel really good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't speak for others. There's a dark side of you that Malcolm should watch out. Yeah? Hey, Daniel Carrasco, give him a chance. We haven't attacked his God yet tonight.
I actually agree with him. That's one of the reasons why I listen to heavy metal, because it kind of like gets you.
I just can't picture you listening to heavy metal. It's just like so much contradiction right there. You have strange tastes. Okay, anyone else who's normal? All right. So how did we get into suffering again? Okay, it turns out time is up. We are gossiping a lot today. I hope you learned something today. If not, tough luck. Can I take a break once in a while? Every night to have to deliver every single night? You know how much pressure that is? Huh? Forget it. Thank you, everyone.